Okay, let me get my screen up here. And let's begin. Oh, hang on. Full screen. And I'm already going into presentation mode. No, okay. We can do this way. Okay, I don't want to take any more of your time. Hi, everybody. Like Sarah said, I am Coach Lisa, and I actually just passed my 8-year trimiversary. I have, from my heaviest weight, lost just over 50 pounds on plan, and I have been a coach since 2018. I help clients with autoimmune conditions layer healthy habits to improve their relationship with food without adding to their fatigue, which, if you have an autoimmune condition, you know is an absolute struggle. So, the reason we're talking about being dairy-free is because it's estimated that 70% of people around the world have some level of dairy intolerance. And that ranges from being fully dairy anaphylactic allergy, cannot have it, to just being lactose intolerant. So there is a range there, but 7 out of 10 people can't tolerate dairy. And clearly, no, not all of those people realize it. So that is huge. And you think about how many people are struggling to lose weight and can't get past stalls. Dairy could play a part in that. Now, what is dairy? Dairy is anything that's made from the milk of an animal. That's not only cows, that could be sheep, that could be goats, that could be any type of milk product. That includes your ice cream, that includes actual milk, but also yogurt, whey protein, every type of cheese that you can imagine, your heavy cream, butter, and ghee. Even when it's the clarified butter, that's still a dairy product because it came from milk at one time. So from this slide forward, I am going to speak as if we're talking about the most severe allergy, anaphylactic, if they have a speck of dairy, they could die type of intolerant people, because it is a possibility. The thing that's excluded that a lot of people think is dairy are eggs. Eggs are not dairy. They didn't come from milk. They're sold in the dairy section of the supermarkets, so people tend to think it's dairy, but they are not a dairy product. So if you're eliminating dairy, as long as you can eat eggs usually, you absolutely can keep eating eggs. Why might you want to consider eliminating dairy, and do you need to do it forever? It depends. We're all different. So like I just said, there's a continuum of what dairy intolerance looks like. And you may not need to do it forever to figure out where you fall in there, or if you even are intolerant, because there were still those 3 people who aren't and who can fully have dairy. So just like friends are in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, dairy can be too. Those other reasons besides being allergic to dairy could be, like for me, I am lucky enough that, just like people hop on and off plans sometimes, hopefully not too frequently, I don't eat dairy for inflammation reasons. I have a number of autoimmune conditions, and through my elimination diet that I went through, I figured out that dairy is one of the things I need to avoid, except for a couple of things that I can have on occasion if I choose to. And if you look at this list of reasons, quite a few of them do come back to inflammation, skin disorders like eczema, or various urticaria that can't be explained, hives that can't be explained. If you have brain fog that so many people with autoimmune end up having, but even if you don't have autoimmune, if you have trouble making it through the day and thinking clearly, if you have unexplained digestive issues that you just can't figure out where they're coming from, If you have yeast overgrowth, candida problems that you can't shake, they could be coming from dairy, because dairy has naturally occurring sugar in it. That lactose that people talk about being lactose intolerant is a dairy sugar that feeds yeast. All sugar does. And going with that is the sugar cravings that you see here. If you don't seem to be able to get over your sugar addiction, it could be solved by taking a break from dairy, even short term, just to cut out that little bit further bit of sugar from your diet. And finally, that's stubborn weight loss. Taking dairy away for a short period of time and then adding it back in may shake things up in your routine just enough to get the scale moving again. Okay, I've convinced you. Great. I'm going to run out. I'm going to buy all of those fake cheeses that I see in the store. I'm all set. It's not quite that easy, because we are trim healthy mamas. We know that we want to separate our fats and carbs. We know that we want to eat in a low glycemic way. The way that these companies make these dairy substitutes is they lean heavily on fats and starches so that we still get that mouthfeel of cheese. Well, those starches are likely not on plan. So you have to be very careful with that. Also, these are really expensive compared to their dairy alternatives. And they don't come with the protein that you've been leaning on dairy for. They don't taste perfect. They're not great. It's just not going to be a solution, a feasible solution long term. You are much better off keeping this super simple and falling back on some of the basics that you're already doing day to day in your Trim Healthy Mama journey. So what does that look like? Well, you're going to have to be a little bit of a detective to figure that out for yourself. So if you're currently eating non-fat Greek yogurt, your kefir, your cottage cheese, or your whey protein, you're probably using those as a protein source. So let's put a pin in those for just a minute. I'll come back to that. If you're using butter or ghee, those are probably being used as a fat. So you can very easily pivot from there over to coconut oil or palm oil to cook with, because those are saturated fats also. They will behave just the same. If you store bacon grease, that's another alternative in your cooking. These will work better, or these will work in cooking or baking. And for your beverage creamers, for your coffee creamer, even though Coach Chris just told us to cut back on our coffee, your nut pods that you may already be using anyways, which is going to be a theme I come back to, you're already eating a lot of things that are dairy-free. But nut pods is an excellent option for you. I like Primal Creamer. That is a powdered creamer that has nice ingredients also that would be on plan. There are other keto creamers that are dairy-free, but you need to just take a look at the ingredients. Some of them are fine and some of them are not going to be on plan for us. I like Primal. They're pretty reliable across their flavors. And if I come to the next slide, the one I'm using currently is actually a liquid coffee creamer. I've been using the Nut Pods Barista Oat Milk Creamer. I'm using the original one. It says it's sweetened. It doesn't taste sweet to me. I don't use sugar in my coffee. This has been pretty good. And I find it to be similar to the Oatly creamer that Serene has mentioned at times using a little of. I know oat milk is a little iffy on plan. The numbers look pretty similar and I've enjoyed it. So two highlights from this slide that I do want to touch on. For cream cheese, on the rare occasion I'm using it, and let me be clear, Kite Hill cream cheese is about $6 to $8 for 8 ounces. So when I say that these are expensive, this is not something that I am using frequently. I will make a recipe that calls for it maybe every 2 to 3 months as a treat. I am heavily leaning on things that do not call for these substitutes, but across all the brands that make cream cheese substitutes, Kite Hill is by far my favorite. It has the mouthfeel and a very neutral flavor. Very clean ingredients too. Green can Parmesan though, that one I tend to keep in my house. I had a brand I really enjoyed called Pimp My Salad, which is a hilarious name. I can't buy it anymore. They don't sell it on Amazon in the United States anymore. The kellyscroutons.com website, though, has been my backup. They have a lot of different flavors. I grabbed this one quickly to show you. It's a cashew-based Parmesan cheese substitute. That's my favorite right now. And then for adding bulk to a smoothie, you want a compound approach. So you're going to want to pick some kind of a protein powder or a protein substitute. So I go with Creamy Dreamy. It is my be all end all favorite protein powder at the moment. Egg white protein is my second choice, or collagen. And then the bulking agent is some kind of a vegetable for me. So cauliflower doesn't have to be riced because I have a Blendtec blender. As long as you have something powerful enough to blend it up, I just get the florets, or a yellow squash, something nice and neutral in your smoothie, along with that protein powder, so that you're hitting the two aspects of your cottage cheese, your Greek yogurt, or your kefir that would have gone into your smoothie. Both the protein and the bulk, those two things together will take care of the smoothie for you. Oh, and one more thing very quickly, your heavy cream or whipping cream. Full fat canned coconut milk is your go-to there, and just keep it really clean on the ingredients. You don't want a lot of gums in there, or clearly not sugar either, and it'll whip up just like cream does for you. So like I already said, those dairy substitutes don't come with protein. They're relying on fats and starches to make it act like dairy for you. So you need to be really cognizant of protein that's on plan when you're eliminating dairy, which is really very easy, as long as, like all the other coaches today have been telling you, you're aware of your mindset when you come into here. If you are so focused on, I can't have dairy, I can't have yogurt, I can't have cottage cheese, then this will be hard. But if you're going, okay, but I can have shrimp. You know what? I really love shrimp and I never eat it. Or that's okay. I've got a freezer full of chicken I haven't been using. Or I just bought a bag of the optimized plant protein. I'm gonna start using that more. You're going to be just fine. We have a laundry list of protein that we can have on plan. The dairy has never been the primary protein we were supposed to be using. So embrace all of your other protein options. Just don't forget them. Dairy won't be playing both those roles anymore. So how do you know if a substitute is on plan? There is not a set rule from Pearl and Serene for this. So I'm going to take you through how Coach Lisa does it, but this is not Trim Healthy Mama defined. This is my rule for myself. So keep that in mind. The first thing that I do is I'm looking for the product's marketing. I'm looking for them to say preferably vegan, because then I know there's no animal product, or dairy-free. And if I see that, if you look at the lid of this tzatziki here, I see dairy-free on the lid. That's a good sign. The next thing I go to is that nutrition label. And I'm specifically looking at the carb count, because again, they lean on fats and starches. So I want to keep the starches down, because those are going to be off plan for us. I'm looking for carb count below 4. 4 is borderline for me. This is my personal rule on this. 2, on this example, fantastic. I'm going to keep evaluating this one. I then jump down to the allergen warning, because I'm looking for cross-contamination, because I'm treating this as if it's going to somebody who is anaphylactic allergic to dairy. This one is wonderful. It says contains almonds and cashews. There's no warning that it may have been produced on the same equipment with dairy. So we're good. We're still in the running. I will finally look at the ingredients, and I want to make sure that starches are not the number 1 or number 2 ingredient. I want them to have started with water and a vegetable or nuts or oil, so that the fat was the primary goal and starches came later. This one happens to have beautiful ingredients. There's nothing off plan in these ingredients. So this one is wonderfully on plan. Finally, keep this simple. I said that before. I keep everything simple, but especially if you're going dairy-free for the first time, seek out recipes that are already dairy-free. You are already eating things without dairy and you're just not thinking about it. So don't start reinventing the wheel now. Look for recipes that you don't have to change anything in, or maybe you only have to swap butter for coconut oil and start there. Also, remember your throw together meals. Remember where you're just taking a tuna packet and an apple and some mini cucumbers and calling that your meal if it's a small meal for you, or maybe it's a larger snack. Keep it simple. You don't have to be in the kitchen all day. I am never in the kitchen all day. If you do start venturing into some substitutions, start with just one thing that you're changing. Don't go look up a cheesecake recipe with 7 different types of dairy in it and think that you're going to swap all 7 of those and still have it taste good. It won't. Just trust us and go for recipes that have already been made dairy-free. And when in doubt, fall back on your Trim Healthy Mama building blocks. Where is my protein? Fill my plate halfway with vegetables and then add in some kind of a fuel. Keep it simple. Rashida did a fantastic job with Trim Healthy Future. She labeled her recipes correctly, whether they are dairy-free or not. And if she included dairy in them, she had a substitute right there next to it for you. And Asian recipes tend to be dairy-free on their own. So it's a safe place for you to start if you're having trouble coming up with something. My 3 favorite blogs for lots of dairy-free options are Oh Sweet Mercy, Anointed with Oil of Joy, and Brianna Thomas. There are plenty of other ones too, but these are the 3 that I just tend to go back to. They have a lot of options for you. And we had to keep these to 20 minutes. So that was my very, very quick nutshell approach to this. If you want more information from me on what I do with my coaching, you can go to my website at www.gentle-health.com. That's it.
Thank you so much, Lisa. That was so awesome. I appreciate your wisdom there.
Thanks,
And
Sarah.
I love the dairy-free ideas. So creative, and love the attitude about it too, to not only just keep it simple, but the I can attitude. And we have things in our pantry. You did keep it simple. So thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, we are going to be wrapping up the summit. So we have one more giveaway winner to announce. But before we do that, can we just give a huge hand to these 18 amazing coaches? Like, truly, thank you guys for giving up your time today, for being here, for sharing your wisdom and your expertise in your area, because every single one of us can do this, and we all do it different, and we all have a story to share. And that is you guys too watching. So I hope you were empowered and encouraged by every single one of these coaches. Be sure to go out and follow them on social media. You can get more tips from them. Also, check your emails. If you want to get more resources and you want to find out what these coaches have to offer, please check your email. There is a list, and there's going to be another one coming out tomorrow. It will have all the offers that they have for you guys. So please take a peek at that. Get connected with a coach. We are here to support you and encourage you. So I want to encourage you to do that. Okay. And one last thing, if you are just jumping in at the end of the day, you had to work and you missed all of it and you are sad, please don't be sad. Somebody is about to win. I'm about to announce a winner. You will get lifetime access to the replays. And if you did miss the whole day and you want to purchase the replays, you can still do that as well. For $87, you get lifetime access. Plus, you will get all of the bonus resources, which includes ebooks, PDF handouts, and all kinds of goodies to supercharge your growth. And so I would encourage you guys to go grab that at thebestyoussummit.com. And then if you get it today, you guys, you can come back tomorrow, and the Summit for Core are going to be here for a live question and answer to help support you on your Trim Healthy Mama journey. And that will be Coach Chris, Coach Linda, Coach KJ, and myself. So we want to see you guys again tomorrow. Again, that's if you get the all access replay, then you will get that included and you will get the link to the webinar for tomorrow night. Okay, guys, I don't want you to miss out on any of these amazing opportunities. And we are about to announce, I feel so sad. Our time is coming to an end. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for making this an amazing summit. I really, truly hope you gleaned a lot of wisdom and a lot of hope to step into your Trim Healthy Mama journey and become the best version of you. All right, guys. So without further ado, our last winner, I need a drum roll. I wish you guys could give me one. I got a little baby one. A drum roll. Okay. The winner is Jan Shepherd. Jan Shepherd, congratulations. Jan Shepherd1@gmail.com, just in case there's two Jan Shepherds here. You just never know. So congratulations. We will be in contact with you. You won the all access pass, replay, lifetime access. And so we will see some of you guys again tomorrow night. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for being a part of the Best You Summit. All right, guys, take care and have an amazing night. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.